Julie has always had problems with her teeth.
My baby teeth came through black, just black. And my mum took me to the dentist, sort of horrified. He said, just wait until the second teeth come through. When the second teeth did come through, they came through with holes, just appear, and we'd get holes in the back.
It made her childhood a misery, and by her teens, she had scarcely a tooth left.
Oh, that was nice.
She was 18 when she got her first complete dentures.
It was like somebody had opened the door, like turned the light on, because years of not being able to smile, worried about how I was going to laugh. But once I did start smiling, I started to get people saying, oh, you've got lovely teeth. And that's something nobody had ever said to me before. It was just great. I just couldn't stop smiling then.
As anyone with tooth loss knows, any dentures are better than no teeth. But dentures vary enormously in quality. Some do look inescapably false. When Stephanie lost nearly all her teeth, she dreaded getting dentures.
It felt like a bit like a death sentence hanging over me. There was no sort of reassurance that even though I would need to wear dentures, they could look fantastic, I could feel good, they would be comfortable. It was just, well, you'll have to have them and you'll have to get used to it. Sort of tough, that's it.
And when she got dentures, they were as bad as she feared.
They're just put in there to cover gaps left where my teeth have come out. They've not been shaped or designed to suit me to look like the teeth I started out with.
So Stephanie has decided it's time to consider putting more time and money into getting some dentures she's not ashamed of.
Hello, Stephanie. Hello. I'm Ruth, Dr. Besford's nurse. We spoke on the phone. Do come in. This is Dr. Besford.
Hello, John Besford. Very nice to meet you. Would you like to take your coat off and have a seat over there?
Stephanie has come to see Dr. John Besford, a specialist prosthodontist with a referral practice in London's Harley Street, who works with the Enigma denture system.
Good. So, what's brought you to see me?
Well, if you don't mind, I've got some notes with me. Your nurse suggested it might be helpful so that I can remember all the bits I wanted to ask you.
That's very good.
I've also got, I've been this out at the same time, the X-ray that she asked me to get and the form.
Oh, lovely. Well, we'll have a look at that later, and the X-ray too. You've just had that taken, is that right? Good. Yeah. So, you've made a list of problems, and if you could tell me what they are, and I'll make a few notes as well.
Okay. Yes, first of all, very bulky.
Right, this is the top denture?
The top denture.
Right. So, I'll just make a note of that. One, top denture, bulky. Okay. You should be able to run your finger down beside your nose and not feel the start of the denture.
Really? Well, that's not...
You can feel a bump where it begins.
It's a hill.
Yes, a hill. All right. that shouldn't be the case.
They also, to me, look very unnatural, and they slope backwards.
Are those two different things, or are they the same thing? I mean, why do they look unnatural?
They just look. It just looks like false teeth.
Oh, I see. Okay. So
another key thing, well, pretty much the last one here is it's so awful having to take them out at night, which is what I've been told to do for the health of the gums.
No.
And it just makes me feel like, well, just too hideous.
Well, exactly. It is simply to make the soft tissues healthier by having them bathed in saliva overnight for a few hours. But the loss of dignity is fantastic. And I would say there are very, very few cases where it's necessary. Simple denture hygiene of the mouth will be quite enough to keep the soft tissues healthy. So you just wear it at night.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Anything else on the list?
No, not specific things. Just generally, I just need my confidence restored.
Well, do you think if you had teeth that looked real, that looked like they belonged to you, that stayed in, and were at the right angle and so on, would that do the trick?
I think Able to talk to somebody about it as, you know, it's very important,
Yes.
which is why I've come to see you.
Dr. Besford examines Stephanie's mouth to see what he would be able to do for her. Then they sit down again to talk over what can and cannot be done from the list that they have created.
Obviously, there's no point in using anything but the very best materials. So we use very high quality teeth and the plastic that holds the teeth and so on. And we have gum colouring that is all different colours rather than one just monochrome pink, you know, so that it really does look real. But it takes time and it costs because of that. But you'll have to look at and decide, you know, whether that's something that you feel is worth the money.
Julie certainly thinks it is. Her current dentures were made for her 12 years ago by Dr. Besford and his team when he was teaching at the London hospital.
Having good quality dentures is worth everything, really, because nobody knows. That's for me, that's the most important thing, because nobody ever questions it. Whereas people that just go and get cheap dentures, they look like cheap dentures. And I think, you know, there's no comparison, absolutely no comparison. I wouldn't think twice about, I'd never think about having the cheap ones.
Julie's dentures have served her well, but with time, her chin has begun to get pointy. It's time for a new set.
What time would we got to be there, Dr. Besford?
8:30 in the morning on Tuesday. I am excited about getting the new dentures. I just would like to get rid of this look that I've got around my mouth at the moment, and I know that's going to get rid of it.
I just thought it too cold.
So, Julie, what we're going to do first of all is take some impressions using your denture, your lower denture first of all, to actually make a mould so that we can copy that, because we're trying to reproduce what you've liked.
Yes.
Right? So that's what we're doing. And if I could borrow your lower teeth.
Yep.
The dental team make a point of looking away while a patient is changing her teeth.
Nobody's ever seen me without them.
Refining the impression.
I can't look at myself without them, for certain. I can't. My husband has never seen me with that. Nobody has, apart from Dr. Besford. And even when I'm in the surgery with him and Ruth, his nurse, they don't talk to me when they're out. He understands what a personal area it is, and he really respects that.